Sure, abuti honestly.
A municipal vehicle, the grey Fortuner, revealed later that that number plate, that grey silver double cab Fortuner, did travel to KZN over that period. That was the car tracker that did that. It's not me, it's here. And also indicating in the same that you were even late for a council sitting, Madam Mayor, because you were still coming from this little holiday. I know you said the municipality did not pay for the holiday. I want to find out if you paid for the holiday or if there was a funder, because that is also could be problematic. You know, brown envelopes are real. Thank you.
Okay. The mayor has said she didn't use the municipal vehicle. And the report, the media report says there was a tracker that indicated that that vehicle had been to KwaZulu-Natal. And did you have another funder? Was there a private funder to your trip?
Chairperson, I've never used a grey Fortuner to KZN on that day, on that week. And also, we have pumped out our money with the employees. That was the trip that was long being organized. We pump our own money, we donate our own money to book there.
Okay. We can take it further if there's other additional information. Let's come back to MM. List of issues raised by the mayor.
Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Try and be specific, because I'm going to keep interrupting you if you go too wide.
Chairperson, thanks for the opportunity. One, on the issue of a bank, as you know, through MFMA, we have one primary account. We have one with ABSA, and then we also have a secondary account, which is for investment, which also we disclosed in our AFS. So, and all this matters, I think we have council resolution to support. On the issue of a strike, yes, indeed, there was a strike that took place, and the demands of workers were saying that the mayor must leave. And it's an area that we did not get into, and we have had meetings with labor, wherein, as the mayor says, we informed them that the strike it's illegal, that they should stop. On the issue of 23, 24, the letter that the mayor is referring to, we also have a report where we responded. When the question was asked, what is it that is going to cause your delay? We provided a detailed response, and that letter is also in our report, and it had gone to council. Therefore, there's a council resolution that is supporting that. On the issue of MM...
Sorry, what delay was that?
It's around the delay of submission of AFS.
Okay.
And then I'm saying we have responded to that. It's also in our package as a response. On the MM testifying against or in the trial of or disciplinary hearing of a CFO, as you correctly asked me, the duration where I was in Masilonyana at Mafube, I left in 2020, as I've mentioned. And then around the period when he was going to CCMA or being charged, I was not in Mafube at that time. But I was called in as a witness to verify certain issues when I was there, at the time. So there is, we have provided, as you instructed yesterday, Chair, all the documents that are relating to CFO matter. In those bundles, there'll also be a transcript that relates to that case. And then also to Honorable Klute, when he was requesting issues around whether council was informed. All that information is requested, Chair. It's at the disposal of the secretary of the committee.
Just a second. So you were asked to come and give evidence in his case at the municipality or at the CCMA?
That's correct, Chair.
Which one?
It's at...
Who called you? Was it the Mafube or was it the CCMA?
It was, I think I was called by his lawyers to testify around issues that he was being charged in, because I was the accounting officer at the time. And then I just stated facts as they are.
Just so that I can understand, you had been an administrator in Mafube and left.
That's correct, Chair.
After you left, then CFO was employed.
That's correct, Chair.
And when...
No, sir. The CFO got employed in Mafube whilst I was the municipal manager.
Now, the dates don't match. Your dates don't match. You said to me you were in Mafube as administrator in 2017. You were an MM from 2018 to 2020. Then the CFO was in Mafube. Let me say now, 2020 March. Let me see. Just check my dates here, because CFO left February 2022. By which time you were not around, but he says it started working there in the. Let me see. Did you say 1st of March 2020? CFO, just confirm your dates again.
Chairperson, yes, I think it was on the 1st of March. I think 2018, if I'm not mistaken, yes. Around that, but it was the 1st of March.
No, you didn't say 2018.
Yes. I said...
No, you said 2020.
2020. Yeah, I made a mistake. It's 2018. 1st of March.
I actually don't think it's going to help us to ask you these questions further, because the reason why I wanted to understand is coming out now afterwards, that you were actually there at the same time. And in the dates you gave, you separated the dates. So you were there from 1st of March 2020, okay? And then you were terminated 2022.
2022.
Okay? The CFO, the MM was there up until 20. In fact, you were a month apart from the dates you gave. You came in a month after he had left on this thing. Now, you didn't correct it. MM, don't jump. You didn't correct his dates. Don't jump. Now, from where we sit, your dates as administrator, 2017, your dates as MM is 2018 to 2020, February. His dates, you left February. His dates were, he came in 1st of March 2020. Just missed you by a month. That is the date he gave me. Yeah, we can go on record and check. Now, for you to be called to give evidence in his case would be very strange if these were the dates. Now you've given us a better date. Let's explain why you were asked. And from what you're saying, what is missing is how long had he been in Mafube before you left? That's a question you can answer. Yes, you were asked to come and give evidence in his case by his lawyers because you are the expert on the municipality. Presumably you knew how well he worked and all of that. You only knew that because you worked with him for some time, and I want to know how long that was.
Thank you, Chairperson. I confirm the days that I gave you in terms of my presence in Mafube.
Okay.
And I also know that the dates of March 2020, it can't be true, it can't be the case. It's either he was appointed in March 2018 or March 2019. But the records that I've provided will clarify that.
But certainly you must have known him for at least a year before you left.
It could have been a year or two, Chairperson, yes.
So he's actually just lied to us. He has just lied to us. You can't give us a fine date of the 1st of March. It's a very fine date. If you say to me 2018, 2019, it's a very vague date, but it's correct. Because you don't have the recollection. Once you know the first day of March, you've thought about it, you have checked it, you have considered it. So you're giving us a date with a purpose. And the purpose is to mislead us. But that's not the question I'm asking you. I'm only just saying you are now giving us better sense of what we've been trying to find and he's been hiding. So you knew each other before, you worked with him. What evidence did you give about him?
Chairperson, it was in respect of charges. I can't remember all of them, but they're in the document that I've provided. But one of them related to the issue of a bank account that was opened. Then my testimony was around that. Then I provided that information.
And the information was?
The information was, he was charged that you did not inform council or you did not do your responsibility in terms of advising on opening of council. What happened around that area, there was an attachment on the primary account, and I asked advice from Mr. Hatton telephonically that this is the situation. He advised me that I should write a letter to him, and I must copy Mr. TV Pillay and also provide the same to provincial treasurer in the Free State. And then I did that, and then the letter got dispatched. So his charge was, you have not advised properly and all that. And then my input was that I did that, and then the only...
So he was accused of opening an account without reporting to council. Is that it?
Along those lines.
Along those lines.
Yeah.
And your evidence was actually you as MM did that on his behalf.
My issue,
in other words, it was reported.
Yes, my issue is that as the accounting officer, I took the initiative. I spoke to Mr. Hatton, and then a letter...
To report this account.
That's correct.
So in other words, he is accused of opening an account without authority. You are saying you actually took the initiative to report that he's just opened an account as the MM. That's more or less the kind of issue.
That's more or less, but like I say, I can refer to the document that I've provided.
Don't worry about the documents because you're going to give that to us. What I wanted to get is just a flow of the discussion. You see, what's happened here, he gets dismissed. He's dismissed because of misconduct. And amongst the issues he was accused of misconduct on, he opened an account without authority. That is what then you are called to say, but this guy who is a CFO, who you left here, he actually opened an account without informing the authority. Listen, there's no raising of hand. When you have to answer, you will answer. You'll be pointed whether your hand is up or down. So you will answer don't worry about your hand because we don't need it. We just need you to answer when it's your turn. You will have that. I just want us to clear one issue. You are saying you knew him for about a year, from 2018 to 2020. You knew him, and maybe 2018, maybe 2019, but more than a year. You know about the account that he opened, and he was charged for opening without authority. You actually had to be called by his lawyers to come and stand in for him to secure his evidence to the fact that he cannot be charged for an account that he opened without authority, because you, rightfully so, as the were the one who actually did the notification. So he must be released from that accusation because you actually did the reporting. So effectively, you did the report that he's accused of not doing. That's more or less the flow of this thing.
More or less the same, Chair, except I want to say the charge related to the account, but as to the right wording, I would not be sure, but my account was to say that I, as the accounting officer, took the initiative. So it could be that the allegation was that you did not advise the accounting officer in relation to that. But it will be clear in the transcript.
No, that's fine. So the long and short of it, you knew him for more than a year, and it's just so to us he actually didn't meet you there in terms of the dates. His dates were, he didn't meet you there, you were a month gone and he came in after. That's the date he gave us. Here everybody had. Okay? Now let's move on then. Now the question which you were being accused, the issues that are being raised by the mayor about you, just finish off those issues, because that's the list that the mayor has given us.
Okay. Thank you, Chairperson. There was next one around issues of absorption of staff that mayor says did not know of. What has been happening there, Chairperson, we have had EPWP employees who are in the main doing service delivery work, and work that our own employees were either not doing or there were not enough personnel to do that. Therefore, there was an advert in relation to having to advertise, and in the main we absorbed 93 or so of those employees. And in the main, they were relating to service delivery issues. And then when the mayor queried, look, I'm hearing that there's this employment and all that, and I said, Mayor, though that it's an operational matter, I'll give a detailed response in relation to that. It will go through your EXCO and council must express. We've got a council resolution in respect of that, a very detailed report. On the issue of a certain Tumelo, who has been appointed on a contractual basis, that's correct. But before that happened, I had discussions with the mayor. That mayor, as you know, that our audit opinion has not been okay. We need to beef up, the gap that I see in the BTO. One amongst them, we must get somebody who has knowledge around AFS and all that. This is a same Tumelo. Mayor even said, when you do this, you must also consider someone who we mentioned the name and all that, and then, but the process went through the right channels. On the issue of the consultant that helped us on IDP, I mentioned yesterday, Chair, that we have had issues in terms of reporting on performance and all that. And I did not get joy from my own unit. And that's why it was put in the AGSA. Therefore, I needed somebody to be able to help us to deal with issues of SDBIP and also make sure that we've got measures, KPIs that are related to that. It's an operational matter. We advertised, and then the service provider, even when he was assisted, it was at a Bosberat where all councillors were there, and that report was adopted by council. We've got a council resolution in relation to that. The issue of attachments, we've got a register on litigation, and which we found to be a very long, to the tune of 160 million, excluding the main creditors that I spoke about yesterday. We have been able to make arrangements, because initially there were arrangements that were made that were too steep, made by somebody who was acting as the CFO without a council resolution. We stopped that around January. Therefore, from time to time, we do have service providers who are attaching the bank account. Then we have to negotiate with them because of agreements that were made that were too steep. So it's an operational matter in terms of how do we defend ourselves, and if they've also taken some scrap that we don't utilize and charge us 1.7 million to fetch those, we said it does not make sense. So that's an operational matter, but we have reported it to council. DC board, as I said, we are utilizing DC board of the district. It's only on the 31st that we'll be doing our own. Therefore, they had DC board of the district, they had recommended that acting MM must be charged, who was the technical director at the time. This council, when I came there, this individual was 16 months on suspension, cancelled without doing anything about it. It's only when we received that we took the individual to disciplinary hearing until council expressed itself in terms of what in the further. It's a council resolution as well. On the issue of, Mayor mentioned 2 opinions and what have you. Those 2 opinions were relating to how we should deal with the issue of the CFO. We have provided that bundle of those legal opinions, they will be there. That's more or less, unless I missed something.
Fleet.
Or the last one.
There are 2 issues about the fleet. I think the honourable member said no one has seen the fleet. So the mayor says that there's some fleet that was taken by a service provider, and that service provider sold the thing, but you said no, the fleet is still there. And when there was a problem in what did you call it? Where was the problem with the sewer, where they couldn't get the fleet to go and deal with the issue?
They're not related. They're not related, Mr. Chair.
Oh, they're not related?
No.
Okay.
Not related.
All right, then let us just hear about the fleet. You bought and nobody knew about it, and then the other fleet was taken by someone else?
Through you, Chairperson, I've covered it in a broad way, but if I can get your indulgence to have the CFO talking to that. The last one was the issue of the car that the mayor used to Durban. It's not true that there was no financial implications, because the mayor has a petrol card and that was utilized. And then we have evidence in that regard.
What about the car? Was it a municipal car?
In fact, I was asked a question. I can't remember whether it was HOD or MEC, because the mayor was supposed to attend local government summit. The mayor said to me, she'll be in Wynberg. The mayor also spoke to a person that I know at the legislature. When he was required to attend a certain meeting, the mayor mentioned to that person that she's attending her uncle's funeral, because that individual called me to say, where is your mayor? And I said, but my mayor It's at Winbeck. Then that's when I got to know through social media where they're taking pictures of that particular car, where the mayor was, and also some of the staff that I'm not aware whether they took a leave from work. Then there was a request from Provincial whether indeed that car was a municipal car. Yes, it was. It was a Fortuner. And yes, the mayor has a petrol card, and then we have evidence to show that she utilized petrol, which was paid by the municipality.
Okay, but you still haven't clarified. Did she go to the holiday with a municipal car? Yes, the card I know now.
The car is yes, Chairperson. The answer is yes.
Okay, so the mayor went to a holiday using a municipal car and a municipal petrol card.
The issue of holiday, I don't know, but I know that the car, even from the shots on social media.
No, let's leave the social media, because you see, if I take your photo here and say we were together in Durban, it doesn't show you well. I just want to know if when the car the mayor used was the municipal car, was if you're gonna match, there must be some way if you're gonna match the car and the presence of the mayor. So I'm just if you don't know, you don't know. I'm just asking what you know.
What I know, Chairperson, is that the car was utilized for a trip to KZN, and that car is the car that it belongs to the municipality, and also the petrol card belongs to the municipality. It was utilized for that purpose.
Okay, let's leave this issue. let's no wait. Let me just see, because I wanted us to get the MECs to come into this issue. So I want us to try and exhaust the issues. All right.
Chairperson, Car Tracker does have an option for you to get documents. So if we can get the documents maybe around that time, thank you.
No, that's fine. That's kind of logical, because the reason why I'm asking is because when the thing gets investigated, we must know what was said here. Space.
Chair, I would just like to solicit, when things like this happen and allegations is thrown around, I want to know, was there any disciplinary process instituted to either, find whether the mayor was guilty or not of all of these allegations? Because the mayor is still here. We have all this information that is coming to us. Was there at all any disciplinary process instituted by the council, so that we could clear this matter and not all of it hanging in the air?
To just one answer, yes or no. Was any action taken in relation to the use of the card?
No, Chairperson.
Thank you. Direko?
Thank you, Chair. Greetings, colleagues. Chair, mine is just one question that I want the municipality to take us along on the charges that led to the dismissal of the CFO. And secondly, the when he was presenting, he indicated that the CFO had disclosed when he was applying for the job. So, and yet he was shortlisted while he had already disclosed on that. So how did it happen, and what was the role of the HR in the process? And the view of HR on this matter. Thank you.
By the way, you headed the panel that was interviewing the CFO.
Yes, Chairperson.
You are not conflicted?
I don't think so, Chairperson. The reason is you disclose when it's your spouse, when it's your family member. The CFO is none of those. But despite that, the CFO in the application form, there's a specific question as to have you gone through disciplinary process from previous municipality or not? And then he responded and saying that yes, I had some charges, blah, 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 you know. That's what he said. That's what is on record. And I think we might also be having a record of all those deliberations.
Okay, so you are the MM. So you are the former colleague from Mafube. You were one of the main witnesses that actually saved him, that was trying to save him from the previous charge. You were aware that he was charged. He's not your friend, he's not your relative, but you've got all these issues. Do you really now, looking at it, should you have really sat in that interview?
Chairperson, if I can just ask your indulgence.
Proceed.
Yes, Chair. I've been plus minus 25 years in local government at the level where I am of an executive. I've worked mostly in Free State for Mangaung, Mafube and all that. I've also been an administrator elsewhere. I almost know most of managers in local government. So every time there would be interviews, I would even say, even though I am not related to this, but the panel know that I know John, I know Mary, and all that. Meaning that the measure should be that I must disclose if there's a person who's my relative or friend or family, whatever. But above that, and it's on record, I would declare that I know Jabu, I know Mary. And then panel members are there. Our panel consists of councillors, also MM from another municipality, and even opposition. And in all cases, they would say, no, it's fine, chairperson of the panel. So that's why I wanted just to give that context. And Maguire, it's any of them that are even said in gesture that, yes, I know this chap. Panel, is there a problem? They said no. So the issue, even when it was debated in council, I said, council, you must even ask your panel members that you send there. You don't individualize it as if it's an MM's problem.
Okay, Klute, was it Klute or was it? Okay, you do both. Let's start with you, Chifu.
No, mine.
Make it short.
Yeah.
Ow. When you came late, you are not going to ask questions. No, you came late. All right, wait. Let's use this. I just want us to close now. I see.
Yes, I wanted.
No, wait. Let's do
I wanted
this.
Chairperson when the MECs respond, must touch on this issue of whether departments have checked the relationship between this long period of government intervention in the municipality and this long period of disclaimers of this municipality. If it has not been done, I would request the government to look at that. Thanks.
Klute?
Thank you, Chairperson. Just that question earlier I asked. So council resolved that the whips, together with the municipal manager, would arrange a meeting with the MEC concerning the matter of the CFO. Did that meeting, together with the whips, ever take place, or did the MM go alone to the MEC's office? Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. The council resolution, when it was...
Sorry, just wait a little bit. Let's take the last, so we just close the question. Listen, are we going to ever get out of this, Masilonyana? No, but when you want, you raise your hand too. Yeah. No, okay. You're on the floor. Let's just do a short.
Thank you, Chairperson. I just want to again emphasize my first question when we started yesterday with regards to municipal officials in high positions moving around within the Free State, that there is a necessity for a list that indicates which officials has worked in which municipality and whether charges has been brought. But my question is, or rather just if we can just confirm that again, I do understand that the members in front of us or the councillors in front of us are under oath. What are the implications if such a councillor or mayor then misleads this committee? Because we now, it was said, the mayor indicated that she did not use a municipal vehicle, she didn't use funds to get there, and then it was contradicted. So what are the implications, if we can maybe just get that? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm just waiting for the answer as well for, I wanted to know what happened to a boutique consulting. They were brought in to train financial staff. They then abruptly left. 4 or 5 months later, more people were brought in to train the same financial staff again, which is happening currently, but yet a subcontractor is now being sought to handle the financial books. It doesn't make sense. Why train staff if you're then going to hire a subcontractor to do the job?
Deputy Speaker.
I just would like to know from the MM that upon becoming aware of the transgression that you alleged to with the issue of the lavish holiday, what action did you take? According to section 32 of the municipals, of the MFMA rather, section 32, you are required by law not only to investigate but also to report a transgression. So why would you have not reported the transgression and only come to this committee today and then deal with it here at this level? Thank you.
Jangamandla, you are the very, very, very last and the final.
Thank you, Chair. I would like to direct this question to the MM.
Just bring the mic closer.
Thank you, Chair. I would like to direct my question to the MM. With regard to council vehicle that were bought, where did you actually make sure that these vehicles actually are put on the council, on the assets register of council? Thank you, Chair.
Okay, let's start, MM.
Thank you, Chairperson. The question by Honorable Klute. Yes, there was a meeting with our political principals, with the MEC Makume at that time. But we were supposed to have joined as officials, but I got the message very late when the mayor and the speaker were already in the offices of the MEC. So I could not attend that meeting, but I was later told by both mayor and MEC that it did take place. That's number one. Number two, there was also in that meeting an instruction for us to meet as officials of the municipality and that of the department, which we did. I was accompanied by the Director of Corporate Services, and then we had a meeting with Mr. Senghane, who was in the office of the MEC, Advocate Monto from Corktown, and the other 3 or 4 officials on the matter, where we also provided the information as it relates to chronologically about the issues of the CFO. It was dealt with the MEC at that time. We also met at that level. When the new MEC came on board, and I think you, Honorable Klute, asked questions in relation to the CFO. We also provided information that was given to the previous MEC, to the now current MEC. Later, when there was a letter that Honorable Mkalipi read yesterday, coming from the MEC, we responded on that, or the speaker rather responded on that. We've got evidence, we've got documentation to that effect, that the speaker and our principals, they wanted to come and meet the MEC and give an explanation. The MEC, I think around that time, was in Egypt. But as officials, we went, myself and director, we went and met the HOD and explained the matter, and then we left it at that. So when there were no comebacks or anything, we took it that the matter has been settled, and that's how we have been operating. The issue about consultant Abuti was contracted to help in terms of staff regulations and all that. That's before we came, and we have since, you know, because Abuti, there was only one director. So they were not engaging with the senior management because senior management was not in place. But upon our arrival, we engaged Abuti and even augmented some of the recommendations because there were expertise now at that level in relation to our knowledge of local government. So Abuti has nothing to do with other service delivery in relation to service delivery. So it's a different point. The issue around a transaction, at the time, I think I was requested to confirm, like I said, I can't remember whether it was the MSC or from the HOD, that indeed the mayor did not attend local government summit and could have gone elsewhere. I requested the CFO to check whether indeed there was that movement. And then it took time. Later, I got the information. But yes, it's a matter that I think was a knowledge. But issues also of disciplinary are taken by council. We did not do much in that regard, I must admit. And then through you, Chair, if I could ask CFO to respond on the issue of fleet.
Okay, CFO, before you get onto the issue of fleet, you were going to give us annual financial statements which were going to show us what you did about disclosing your remuneration. I haven't seen them. Do you have them?
Yes, Chairperson, I got a soft copy of it.
Soft copy?
Yes.
Wonderful. So please get, where's Shirin? That's fine. We're going to ask you to send it through to our team. Can you just can you just get that transmitted? Just get hold of Shirin and let's get the information from the CFO. And then you will comment on the fact that there was or there wasn't your remuneration in it now, because you didn't know yesterday, you couldn't recall, so you're going to talk about that now. Maybe you start there, then you go back to the other issues.
Thanks, Chairperson. Yes, indeed. Yesterday at 2 o'clock when I arrived home, I did check, went through our annual financial statement. Indeed, those remuneration for all directors were not disclosed there. The issue was, as a result of our case where GL did not pull all amounts through well. And then this matter was also highlighted at a high-level review by Auditor General. Hence, the Auditor General stopped to audit our annual financial statement in terms of those material misstatements. It was not only that one, there was an issue of a distribution loss, unauthorized expenditure was not disclosed there. So I must admit it was as a result of misaligned in terms of between our GL on our CCG financial system and the caseware because of we perform annual financial statement on the caseware software. So indeed, it's like that.
So, you know, so in short, actually, you are the main cause of the disclaimer. Because, firstly, you did not submit the correct information. Secondly, it was your information, in fact, that was kept away. That made the financial statement to be unreliable. And you are the CFO.
Yes, I'm a CFO chairperson, but I think yesterday I alluded to the point that that municipality had a historical history where most of the transactions were done out of the financial system.
Now, Yagale, I'm talking about your statement. You know how much you earn and you didn't put it, and you are the CFO. You are the one in charge of the documents that go to Auditor General. You didn't give them correct information about yourself, about your category. Leave the others, because they would have been the main cause. Now, in this case, we can see you are one of the major causes, yeah? Probably the main one.
Yes, chairperson.
And what do you think should have been done to you? You know, there has to be consequence management, yeah?
Chairperson, if all the transactions were done through the financial system, it was going to be easy for me to compile the annual financial statement. But just imagine if you deal with the backlog of 7 years transaction, try to capture them on our financial system. So it's going to take a long time to finalize that exercise. Hence,
so if you are as clear about that as it is, what makes you not to remember it yesterday? Because yesterday you should have told me. Yes. You don't do that. And firstly, you ask the question and you're the ones who are now making noise. You're not going to do that, and you're not going to ask any more questions. Just close this issue. You give us your answer and let's move on. Give us the soft copy.
Okay.
Continue.
Yes, Chairperson, I say I admit in terms of that, but it was as a result of that historical information that was not in our financial system. Hence, we're having those gaps on our annual financial statement. But however,
no, don't go into that. I'm asking you a simple question. You knew that you couldn't fit in your system for the backlog of 7 years, but yesterday you couldn't tell us that that's the reason why you didn't put it.
yes, I was not sure about that information, Chairperson.
Answer the other questions.
Yes, the other question about the assets. Yes, the vehicles that were bought, they are part of our fixed asset register. So we'll report adequately on our annual financial statement. Thank you very much.
Let's go back to Mafube. You didn't ask. I stopped you from when you were raising your hand.
Okay. On that one of Mafube, Chairperson, what happened? The first charge that MM was alluding to it.
Now let's start with the dates. Why did you give us wrong dates?
Chairperson, I was not sure about the date, but I vividly recall I started...
1st of March 2020. You can't be unsure about a specific date. If you ask me when I was born, me, because I'm old, I can say, hey, I think around 90, so many years ago I can forget. But no, if I give you a specific date, I can't give you a guesswork.
No, I apologize about that, Chairperson, but I know that I resumed my duties on the 1st of March, but I was not sure about the year. So I admit there, and I apologize.
You still don't know?
Pardon?
You still don't remember the date?
The date is the 1st of March 2018.
How can you make a mistake of 2 years?
Pardon?
How can you make a mistake of 2 years?
No, I was not
I mean,
sure.
if it's 1 week and 2 weeks or 1 month, I mean, I don't think you're taking us seriously.
No, I do.
You are not. You are not. Let's get the other answers and move on.
No, I think I answered all the questions, Chairperson. because of I was supposed to answer the issue of the assets, the vehicles that were bought, where those assets are part of our asset register. So I did say yes, are part of our asset register. Thank you.
Honorable members, I'm going to request that the two MECs respond onto this issue. But in the process of responding, I just want to say to you, you will take us briefly.
Sure, I would do ownership.